Welcome to E360 TV, the live streaming and on-demand destination for influential voices and enlightened audiences. We offer trending, grassroots, and purpose-driven content across a diverse range of interests. E360 TV is more than just watching programs. We offer the ability to interact with live shows connecting audiences to real, authentic influencers and storytellers while streaming to millions of devices. Real experiences. Raw conversation. One destination for it all. E360 TV.
Because I'm coming. I got some good ones this morning with our guests, y'all. Oh, this is gonna be good. Like when Chef Andre Rush was here. Y'all remember that from the White House? We were cracking up. It's gonna be a good one, y'all. Yuck it up. We gonna yuck it up today. You hear me? Good morning and welcome to today's installment of Bathrobe Moments. I'm gonna just let y'all in on something right from the gate. Didn't get up on time. Nope. Stayed up. I'm one of those guys. Even if I'm gay, I'm still one of those guys. Be stubborn. I ain't calling no electrician. I can fix it. Right? You see that? Remember when I burned up the grass this past summer? Still looked like the front yard got mange. All them holes and stuff. Right. Trying to fertilize it myself. I did it again. Trying to, I ain't even going to go into it. But anyway, got up an hour ago because I stayed up. Determined I was going to fix this issue before I went to bed, so I was up till 10. I'm usually in bed by 8. And what? Ain't nobody, who said that? I heard it. Anyway, you'll see, wait till you hit 59. You'll be going to bed at 4 in the afternoon. Remember how you used to laugh at grandmama and them when they go, it's still daylight, Granny. Why are you going to bed? Right. And they be up at like 3 in the morning. Right. So anyway, that's where I'm at. So Lord have mercy. I got up. My body's here, but my mind felt like it's still in the bed. So, maybe this will help. Say good morning to my sidekick. Y'all know who she is. It's my girl. Ride or die. Hi, Lucy. Lucy McGillicuddy Ricardo here every day. And we're drinking on some hot buttered rum. That's the name of that coffee. They know they shame. Do you know that I was going to buy it? It had some liquor in it. I thought, I wonder what the proof is in this coffee. And Brian said, it's just a name, honey. So anyway, question. Can you hear that? Put it in the comments. One of my coaching clients yesterday said, you need to get rid of that big, heavy mallet. That one. They said it messed with the sound. So I thought I'd try this. But somebody else told me, no, I like the other one. I'm going to let you guys decide. Mallet number 1 or mallet number 2. Why? Because the bell of purpose, it's going to get wrong. Oh, best believe. Why? Because, of course, I tell you every day, this is not some clever gimmick. This bell has a ring to it. And guess what? That's right. So does the truth. So when you hear the bell ring, lean in, wake up, sit up. If you in the car, back it up. There's something out there. I guarantee you, you're going to want to take it with you. That's the bell of purpose. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. You guys, guess what? It's out. Got mine in the mail. Look, the current copy of Heart of Hollywood magazine. Oh, shoot. I got on the same road. Oh, sure do. Get your copy today. I'm going to show you how to do it. Listen, it's easy peasy, y'all. Get over and support. There it is at the bottom of the screen, heartofhollywoodmagazine.com. Now, you know I'm in that cover model contest. Went back to the front yesterday by 500 points, I think, or votes. So Thanksgiving night at midnight, Central, 10 Pacific is the deadline. And I'm going to be sitting like this, right up to the last second, because I want to make history, not because of ego things and that, but I would be on the front and the back at the same time. But it's really not the covers. It's the stories that they allow you to place in between the covers is why I do it, because that's when I get to talk all about y'all, all about the power of we. Speaking of, April 28th, it's here again, you guys, our 3rd annual Power of We Symposium. April 28th here in the beautiful city of Chicago, downtown at Logan Square at the Stan Mansion. We are going to pour into 250 of the greatest kids from all over the hardest hit areas of Chicago. We bring them in every year, love up on them for a full day. They get luxury bus rides to and from their schools. They come in and they get catered lunches. All the speakers pour into them. They get up, they bring their youth speakers. There's an essay contest involved. It's just a great time, and it wouldn't even be half as good if you're not there. So get over to powerofwesymposium.com. Grab your tickets today, or simply go to Eventbrite and type in Power of We Symposium 2022, and you can get it. Do it. T satisfied, whatever it is. Y'all wasn't ready for that. Remember that? Do it. Y'all ain't ready for that. Y'all ain't ready for today's guest either. Trust me, you ain't ready for this one. You ain't ready. Who is it? Now, you know our good friend, Michael Toy, the actor, always sends us some good ones. Oh, you can count on him, right? He know everybody. So he sent JAYSON Johnson. And JAYSON Johnson, let me tell you who he is. And this is going to be so good. JAYSON, first of all, let me tell you, move this stuff. He earned a master's in film production from Eastern Illinois University. And then he took a by chance interview, which led him to work for, get ready, legendary film director Francis Ford Coppola. So 4 years, many successful wine and food projects later, I know they be eating good. JAYSON took Coppola's advice to go out and become famous by trying his hat as an independent film producer. And since that piece of advice, JAYSON has gone on to write award-winning content for Discovery Networks, ABC, Amazon, Netflix, and several other top brand companies. JAYSON currently works full-time as a writer, director, and producer for Strike 5 Films. I'm so excited to have him here today. We got a little piece of his one of his recent films pulled up, and I'm gonna wait and I'm gonna get him in here first. So we're gonna have a good time, y'all. This is gonna be, trust me. So first timer, it's a Friday. It's casual Friday. It's fun time Friday. It's flip the script Friday. It's whatever you want it to be Friday, right? We are here. Together, fulfilling the greatest promise in the universe, where 2 or more of us come together. What it say? It don't say something might happen. It doesn't say you might maybe have a good time. It says something great will happen. And today is no different. That's what I love about the truth, right? It'll never change, and it ain't never gonna change on us. Can I get an amen? Right? So listen, you guys, put your hearts into this conversation. We want it to be illuminated. So put some light in here and put your hearts on the screen. Please show some love, because here he comes. our producer friend. Who knows? Y'all might get in a movie before the day over. Here it comes, y'all. Jason Johnson. You know what I just realized? When I have black guests, I be just as country. See that right there? Be just as. And then when it's a person who isn't of color, I'm like, well, good morning. And how are you today, Jane? You know, remember how your mama used to answer the phone? She'd be like this. Look, I know in our house. And if I have to tell your black ass one more time, hello? Oh, yes, this is she. You remember that?
Yeah.
How your auntie, your grandma, and mom, everybody got a white voice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Everybody got that white voice that they turn on and turn off.
Right.
Yeah.
And bless you too, Sister Jenkins. Bye-bye. Now, who the hell in there burning up something in my kitchen? Right. Yeah. I love it. Don't you just love our culture?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, could you get any more comfortable, Jason?
You know, I don't know. I mean, hey, I'm living it to the fullest, Lauren. So, you know, this is how I live, man.
I love it. I just love it. I can't wait. We got a lot to get into this morning. Tell everybody where you're at in the world. Give them a little insight, fill in some of those corners that I didn't, and just bring us up to snuff, up to speed on what you're doing and who you are right now.
Sure. I'm Jason Johnson. I'm repping from the Bay Area. I'm just outside of San Francisco, probably like maybe 20 minutes outside of San Francisco. And like you were saying, I'm a filmmaker. I'm a writer, director, and producer. I've worked for many famous film directors. I've worked for Francis Ford Coppola. I've worked for, I've done a project with Barry Jenkins. I've worked with Boots Riley.
Ooh.
I have produced probably like maybe 23 films and done about 8 or 9 of my own films, and have been in about 75 film festivals. So, you know, I'm just out here doing it, man. You know, I'm just out here just, you know, black man in his dream out here doing it.
Yes. And you know what I love? Y'all sit back and relax. This is I want y'all to be comfortable. Ask anything that pops in your head. Well, almost. Keep it clean. Well, after you see this clip, you might not keep it clean, right? So tell us how you got started. Were you a kid who ran around taking pictures of everybody? Did you have one of those video cameras? When did this dream make itself plain, make it known to you that this was your passion in life?
You know, that's an interesting question. I think for me, it started when I was young. My mom used to watch all my children, all my kids, One Life to Live a lot. And I would always just kind of watch it with her.
Wait a minute. She didn't watch Young and the Restless?
No.
What was wrong with your mama?
She must have been sleeping on that.
Girl.
All my kids and One Life to Live. But anyway, I would watch that, and you know, she'd just be into it. And, you know, just, you know, I just grew up on my mom, and it was just time that I spent with her. So It was just something that is kind of a seed that was planted in the back of my mind. And, you know, going on through high school and through college, I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do, but, you know, I always thought about, you know, the magic of that time I spent with my mom. So,
so were you kind of like watching her watch the show and looking at that pull, that connection, almost like, you know, like a light, an energy beam or something in between the two?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I thought there must be something to this because, you know, she was happy. I was happy. And I wanted to give that experience to a whole bunch of people. So, you know, when my opportunity came, it was just an easy decision for me to try to do it.
Now, those videos you used to do when you used to have a show of your own when you first got started, or was that when you first got started? The Jason Johnson show.
That was when I first got started. I didn't know nothing about anything. I got a $30 video camera off of eBay, and then I just started dorking around with it. I had iMovie, and a lot of the stuff that I learned was just off of going off of YouTube videos, trying to learn this and this and that, and that's kind of how I learned.
Wow. So Jay, tell us about, okay, Francis Ford Coppola. Was that the first name producer, or was that just one of the biggest? Where'd you get your first real break?
So I think that was the first.
Okay.
I actually go back in college. I was studying, and we were up late one night, and I saw a advertisement for a film,
Uh-huh.
and it was like a sci-fi film, and they were looking for actors. And I had never been in a film, never heard about a film, none of that stuff. But I knew that it was something that was really interesting to me. So I saw that advertisement. I applied for that film. I auditioned for it, and I got the role for one of the main characters. And then that is just, it really ignited a passion for me. And then that was something that I was just like, I really want to do this, but I don't know how. And shortly thereafter, we moved to California, my ex-girlfriend and I. And I ended up getting a job for Francis Coppola, who has a winery in California.
Mm-hmm.
And people were like, "Oh, you'll never get to work with him. You're just gonna be pouring wine. This is just what you're gonna be able to do. You ain't gonna be able to do this. Blah, blah,
So
blah."
wait, you working at the winery?
Yeah, because he owns a winery.
Right. So you're like, well, he got to walk through that's what I thought when we went to Atlanta, and I went to Candy's restaurant. Candy from right, from Housewives, and what's the
I know she had a winery.
No, she got a restaurant though.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, we going there because what if she walk in? What if she walked? She didn't. But anyway, I get it. But you went and got a job there, and then what? He came walking through one day?
No. So I got a job. I was pouring wine, and people were telling me that's what I was gonna do. And for 4 months, that's what I did do. But I used to, when I would pop the corks off the wine, I would make little creative animals out of it, just in my spare time.
Okay.
And from that creativity, I got discovered as someone that might be able to do something more than pouring wine. And I got an opportunity to work with him as his prop master, making props and stuff for this traveling road show that he was putting on. So, that's kind of how all that got started.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Man. Now see, y'all, that's purpose. Excuse me. That's purpose. Now, because you were just doing it because you loved it and it was creative, but you knew when you walked in there, you had an end game in mind.
Yeah, I knew I wanted it. I saw myself with him, and I knew that pouring wine was not something that I was going to be doing long term. It was just my foot in the door, and I knew that there was some way, somehow, it was going to happen for me.
So you believe in this?
I do.
The setting of intentions.
You have to set the intentions, because if you don't have a goal in mind, then the universe doesn't know how to bless you or to give you that next opportunity. I fully believe in that.
Look at you. Look at you.
I'll ring that louder.
Okay. There you go. There. Thank you. Because my one friend, she said, well, she the oracle, y'all, that's who told me. So, I was like, I wasn't just going to go. She a light worker. She the real deal, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, I ain't oh, wait, it's the oracle. You know what I'm saying? She might know a little something. So anyway, hey, I'm going to set this I'm going to show them a little bit of the Jason Johnson show, the one about getting punked.
Okay.
It ain't nothing nasty in that one, is it?
No.
Because the show is in the let's see, I got black again. Show is that when we get to the movie clip, y'all, get your fans ready. It's a bit steamy. That's what I'm gonna say. Let me see here. What? I love it. So wait a minute. I want to show a little bit of how you do this. Is this right? No, wait a minute. I can't wait till I'm at NBC. Seriously, all this clicking and stuff. I'm not the best techie person, which you all know, but I'm gonna make it work. Told you my brain was still sleeping. Okay, is this it? Yeah, getting punked. Let's take a look, you guys. Let's see this is how you started.
It's another Jason Johnson show. I'm Jason Johnson. What's up? Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and respond to this cat that he put a little something on my wall talking about I got punked, and I'm just gonna go ahead and wipe it on out. Jason Johnson show.
It's the canned laughter. You can kill me.
So today I'm gonna talk about this guy that he recently wrote a post on my wall talking about you got punked. Let the rest of the world know Rob Rudy strikes again or something like that. And as I said, his name was Rob Rudy, and he commented on that because he called me up and said that he was going to give me like a phone survey, and it was for Obama, and that I should go ahead and answer some questions, and then after a lengthy interview, then he was like, yeah, you got punked. But in reality, I did a little reenactment, and this is exactly how it went. So go ahead and watch the reenactment.
Wow, this is bad.
Hey man, I'm really busy and I don't have time to take this call. What do you want?
Hey man, my name is Robert. What are you doing? Hey, I wanted to ask you a couple questions. What are you doing right now? I'm over in Pittsburgh.
This dude really didn't punk me. I mean, I'm thinking, how did I get punked if he's just talking to me on the phone and he ain't really even say, he's not really even saying nothing.
Now tell me something. So that's all you. So you have to sit there and write the little skit, play the two parts, do the audio, the voiceover, do that part, edit it all, put it out there in hopes, just like throwing spaghetti, hope something stick on the wall.
Yeah. It was really interesting. Doing that was something that I didn't, like I was saying, I didn't know anything about editing. I was just kind of learning and yeah, you're right. But I think the thing that was most important is just getting over yourself and putting yourself out there, because a lot of people are scared about that.
Yes.
I'm watching that and I was like, I'm like sweating. I was like, wow, that's bad. But
I heard you say that.
I'm not gonna sweat it because that was Lauren, that was my starting point. That was a point which paralyzes a lot of people. And I want to say to the listeners, don't be scared to start, or if it's modest or just anything, just go ahead and start and then let it kind of grow from there.
Let it grow from there. That's great. That's a nugget, y'all. Back the car up. Pop the trunk, put that in, take it with you. I love the way you said that. When you said that's the point that paralyzes a lot of people getting started. And we had on the screen just a second ago, setting intentions. Now that's when we pull the bow back, right? But the thing is, a lot of people won't let the arrow fly. They won't release it. Setting the intention is step number one. Sending it, meaning actually doing something, is step number two. And you're right. Mm-hmm. That's the point. When they say, "Ooh, the road to hell is paved with good intentions," I couldn't understand that to save my life when I was little. But I know now it's paved with the corpses of the people that died with their arrows still pulled back and ain't shot at one, right?
Yeah. They say the richest place on earth is the cemetery, because all those dreams that people didn't try or didn't do because of this person or that person or things that just don't matter.
Yes.
Stop them in their tracks. And they never lived their dreams.
Never lived their dreams. Sure didn't. And you are so right. So let's talk about this. How many times, I don't know, can you count it on one hand, or so many I can't even begin to count? How many times did something work out for you where you thought, probably not, but just in case? Because everybody that I've ever interviewed that had anything to do with auditions, dancers, singers, actors, that rejection thing is a big piece. And they said they had to go through a lot of no's to get that one, sometimes just a maybe.
Oh yeah, all the time. I mean, I can't even count on my hands, toes, next person's hands, toes. It's just you get rejected over and over and over and over again.
Is that difficult to deal with?
It can be. But I like to listen to a lot of people that have gone and done it before me. So I have like a lot of people that I look up to. Like I look up to Steve Harvey. I look up to Les Brown. I look up to Arnold Schwarzenegger. And if you listen to their stories, they'll talk about all the times where people say that you can't do it, or you're not right for this, or this isn't right, or this isn't right, or this won't. You'll never be this. And in all the stories of people that are uber successful, they ignored the people that they ignored the naysayers. They kept on going regardless of how it looked, or their current circumstances. And I feel like you have to have that tunnel vision to see what you could be to get to that final goal, because otherwise you're just not going to make it.
That is so true. So true, my brother. So true. Ringing the bell. We're going to take a brief break, a couple minutes early, because I want to get back. We got some footage to show y'all this morning, and a lot more great conversation with my man, Jason Johnson. And get your questions and comments ready. And you said the Bay Area. So San Francisco, Mill Valley, all up in there, huh? Beautiful.
Yeah. You're talking about the nice spots. I'm in more of the grimy areas, but it's all good. It's still the Bay Area.
We're gonna talk. That's a setup for something, y'all. When we come back, we will be right back. Get your questions and comments ready. Like I said, we're gonna have lots more, with film director and just overall great guy, Jason Johnson. Don't go away. We'll be right back. We are back. Welcome back to today's installment of Bathrobe Moments. I'm your host, Lauren Michaels Harrison. We're in the mix already with our great friend, director, movie producer, writer, actor, overall good guy, Jason Johnson. He's back in the green room chilling for just a moment. We're going to get him back out. But first, listen, if you're looking for a better way to drink your way through your day other than water, here's something you might want to try. V8. I love it because it's 100% vegetable juice from concentrate. Just 2 servings of vegetables out of the way instantly every time you drink one of these babies, and 60 calories. Wow, is that not a great deal? Easy to find. Head down the juice aisle at your local grocer. V8, get yours today. Okay, now that's done. Wait, I always forget. You don't get paid if you don't drink it. Delicious. Tastes just like candy. That was homage to Lucy, one of my favorite episodes, Vita Vita Vegemin. That's my girl. Now, you're a film producer and director. What do you know about Lucy?
Lucille Ball?
Yeah. Are there any others?
No.
Thank you.
I don't know much. I watched a couple of her episodes. I especially watched the chocolate conveyor belt one.
That's good.
And that was because that's a classic. I know that she was one of the first persons in Hollywood to hire a non-white person, which was her husband, Desi Arnaz. And I also know that there's a movie coming out. Aaron Sorkin is making a movie called Meet the Arnazes, I believe.
Yes,
Is that correct?
Yes, and Nicole Kidman plays Lucy. Good for you. Oh, I'm impressed. Now, here's something you're going to like. Did you know that Lucy, and today her estate still holds the patent on the 3-camera technique of filming?
I didn't know that.
Yes, before she created it, it was like on the Honeymooners. Just that one camera, come on the stage, do your thing, and go off. But you never got to see what rooms they were going into. Right. So with the little red light clicking back and forth, Lucy.
Oh, wow.
Right?
Yeah, that's
brilliant.
That's
First
huge.
woman to have her own studio.
Yeah, that's huge.
You had to put Desi's name on the front because they didn't want a woman, but she was the one sitting as the chairman of the board. Yeah.
Wow.
We're gonna learn a lot of that, I hope, in this movie. I can't wait to see it. So back to you. How do you feel? What's it look like to you when you look through your lens at people like Tyler Perry?
It's very inspirational for me because, I see that, especially blacks, we haven't had an opportunity where, we were born into this. It's always that we had to hustle for it and then get to a point where we made it. And so when I look at people like Tyler Perry, Spike Lee, Barry Jenkins, Ava DuVernay, these are all pioneers to me. These are all heroes to me. And I can't be anything but inspired, humbled, and just encouraged that if they can do it, then I can do it too.
Absolutely. Well, clearly you can't. Now, take us through how this works. You have an idea for a screenplay. Then you have to create what I believe it's known as a treatment, right? Mm-hmm. Like, so people can read it and get a feel for it. So you have to, when you write it, you have to put all those things in there. Fade in. Jim is walking down the street. All that stuff. So that the person reading it can see it move from scene to scene, right?
Yes.
So, okay. Do you work by yourself for the first leg of the experience, or is there a team that comes in? How do you do it?
So when I'm writing a project for myself, it's usually just me writing it.
Okay.
And I will write out. I'll start with an idea, and then I will do what's called an outline. So Jim wants to meet Sally. Mm-hmm. That's the end goal, right? And then I start to try to figure out, okay, well, midway through the film, Jim and Sally, how do they meet? What do they do? Do they argue? And so forth and so on. So then I start to kind of, now that I have these key points that I want to deliver, then I start to kind of write it out. But usually when it's just me and I'm doing a project that I'm going to produce and direct for myself, then I'll write it. But if I'm doing it for another person, let's say I'm a producer, usually I get the script in its finished form. And then I start to figure out, okay, well, how are we going to make this? How much money do we have to start off with? Where is it going to film at? Who are the actors involved? How much does each location cost? Oh. And then we start to break it down day by day.
And now being an independent film producer, everything falls to you. And the heaviest brick, if you will, is getting the funding. Talk about how you do that today. And did that put, a crimp, if you will, in the flow during COVID? Did all of it come to a halt because nobody could film or anything? So I was thinking about that. What about projects that were midway and things like that, and people are already shooting and stuff? Now all of a sudden the world comes to a complete stop. And it's hard to find that funding, I hear. Talk about that. How was it over the last couple years with COVID and all in your industry of independent filmmaking?
Yeah, I feel like COVID has really stopped a lot of filmmakers there's filmmakers that, you know, haven't made anything for 2 years now, because, you know, they can't get funding, they can't get into the right situation, um, they can't find the right people, because, you know, there's a lot of paranoia as far as, you know, people don't want to get COVID, they don't want to be around a lot of people,
Right.
etc. But, you know, to start off, funding is always the hardest. It's probably the one thing that stops a lot of filmmakers, because, you know, you can write 10 scripts and they could be fantastic, but if they don't have funding, then you haven't really gotten anything.
You haven't gotten anything.
So, you know, funding, it comes from a lot of places. It comes from people that, you know, are independently wealthy, that want to be a film producer or an executive producer of sorts. It comes from grants. It comes from foundations. It
Really?
comes from it comes from there's people that, you know, there's people that are rich and they need to have a loss. So they'll say, I'll give you $100,000 because I have to write it off of my business anyway. And, you know, so you really never know where it's going to come from, but finding that right opportunity and the right mix of people for funding it's kind of an art in its own.
Yeah. And you got to talk about this, because I see the word God behind your head. So let's talk about your spiritualism, what you believe, how you, that radar, that GPS, that thing, that instinctual piece that lets you know, yeah, I'm going with this, because you can get a lot, you can invest months and hours, hundreds and hundreds of hours of work, and get to the point where you need the money and you can't find it. Now, especially, I mean, I could see if someone was, you know, if you were Francis Ford Coppola, people know, okay, I'll throw some money in, like, not like he would need it, but because it's going to go to the theater, people are going to buy the tickets, it's going to be a box office smash, and we're going to make a ton of money. But with an independent film, you really don't expect to get any money back unless it goes and wins big prizes or something at like Sundance or the other film festivals. So what is it that you look for to let you know, yep, this is a good project, this is a keeper, I'm gonna go all the way?
That's a really good question. I feel, for me, the screenplay will tell you everything, you know. So if you read a project and you find yourself, if it's a comedy, laughing to yourself, or if it's a drama, you find yourself, you know, like, oh wow, what's next, you know. I wonder what's going to happen, and it's a real page turner, then that's something that's probably a good project. But, you know, internally, just me as a person, I always want to try to be active doing something. You know, we were just talking about COVID, and there's filmmakers that haven't done anything for 2 years. But, you know, me being me, I self-financed the film, because, you know, the film that we'll watch later, Thought, because I wanted to make sure that I was doing something, because, you know, this is what I feel is my God-given talent, and I want to always honor God by that. So I want to try to keep pushing and keep going as far as I can go. I want to be used as much as I can be. So that's why, you know, behind me it says trust God always, because, you know, this is a very up and down experience working in film, because, you know, it's not like going to the office and you know, punching a clock, especially when you're independent, because, you know, there's times where you won't get any calls. You know, you'll send out 100 emails. You'll call 15, 20 people looking for work, and, you know, there just won't be any work. But you have to have that belief that this is what I'm put on earth to do, and if I believe in God and I believe in my talent and I give it my all, then some way, somehow, that's going to come to fruition.
Amen.
So that's you know, that's it in a nutshell. It's faith, but it's active faith, like you were saying.
Active faith. There you go.
It's pulling the bow and letting go of the arrow.
Okay, where you get that from? I like that. Write that down.
You see what I did there?
So listen, Listen, you know, I'm listening to you, and I mean, do you think you would ever work a day job again? Do you think you could after being where this is you're so independent, you're everything in your space is structured to allow you to do whatever you want to do as a creative, but you still have bills to pay and stuff. Now here we go. Now a lot of people would assume that, you know, with all that you've done and are currently doing, that it's easy for him to say trust God always because he's probably laying up in his mansion in there talking about he in the grimy area. Grimy to him is probably, you know, top of the line for somebody else. Tell everybody where you're living right now.
So yes, I am living in my mansion, and I am living in my luxury bed that is on 4 wheels. I live in a van, and I'm parked outside of a library in American Canyon, and I've been doing that for 2 years now. And it was a conscious decision because rent in California can be anywhere from on the low end, $1,700 to $2,500 a month for just a 1-bedroom, 1-bath apartment. And I said to myself, well, maybe there's a better way. Maybe I can move into a van like I'm seeing all these people do on YouTube, and I can live modestly. And the money that I would spend, I could roll that back into what I want to do in life.
Wow.
So, you know, people that are successful, one of the major things that make people successful, that kind of separate the doers and the people that don't, is that successful people do what unsuccessful people won't do.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw that moving into a van, it has a lot of stigma. They're like, "Ooh, you homeless?
Yeah, right.
Talk to me, boy." You know, and you know, yeah, I'm living that single life, but at the same time, you have to have tunnel focus on what you want to do in life, and I know that this is temporary. This is something that, you know, it's not going to be 5, 10 years down the road. I'm still living in the van, still living, uh, you know, hand to hand, you know, crumbs to mouth. That's not how God intends it to be. It's all about active faith and just going and just doing, you know, your best in the given situation that you have right now. So
I think it's incredible. Seriously, I salute, hats off, woo woo, all of that. Because, you know, like you said, how fear paralyzes people and how stigma and the just the possibility of shaming, because, you know, you don't even have to hear it. They don't have to say a word. There's a look that can drop a person's spirit just like that if they allow it to do so. And I really think that when, you know, when I look at what you're doing and how you're doing it from all directions, and I do mean all, top to bottom, bottom to top, side to side, side to side, corner to corner, and corner to corner, I see a piece that I'm a little envious of, to be honest with you. Seriously, because you came in, you comfortable, you know, you laid back, this and the other, and we talked about it ahead of time in the pre-interview. When I asked you, I said, it's okay to talk about you being in the van, and you said, of course, it's part of my truth. And I just love that about you, Jason, and I just love that, period. But particularly because it's so easy. Now let's talk about that. Was it always that way? Because, you know, how many of y'all out there think about it? You know, when you see someone that doesn't fit the look of what you think, that person panhandling, that person you see sleeping on the sidewalk. And I know because I've been homeless and stuff before, and I was thinking different things from that side of the table. So, Jason, talk about that. When do you know, when people find out or people see you, do you feel like you want to run up and say, but wait a minute, I'm really a producer. If you only knew, I'm really a director. I do movies. I'm not what you think. How do you get on the other side of what people think?
You know, that's a great question, and I will say it's definitely been a process, because when I started this, I didn't want anyone to know. I was kind of embarrassed, and I was just like, well, I don't want them to think that I'm dirty. I don't want them to think that I'm poor. I don't want them to think that, I'm down on my luck. But, as time went on, I realized that, we're all here, um, living our purpose, and that purpose becomes our testimony. And I was thinking when we were getting ready to do this interview that this interview will be part of my testimony. People won't be able to say, well, oh, you make all this money and you can't relate to me because you ain't never been down on your luck. Well, here's video proof. This is where I was at. This is where God had me, and
Mhm.
the key is being okay with it, being happy in that moment, being
Mhm.
thankful and grateful in this moment. And each day, Lauren, I wake up, and each day, and before I retire at night, I try to say thank you, and let God know that I'm thankful for this van. I'm thankful for
Yes.
my health. I'm thankful for what He has given to me, and that
Ooh,
that gratitude rolls into more opportunities. It allows God to bless me more in my life. So
yes.
when I
Amen.
think about living in this van, it's in some ways, there's some really great things about it.
Mhm.
Um, I can go and park anywhere. Right now I'm using the internet from the library. I don't pay anything for it. I don't.
Right.
I go out and I eat better than anybody that I know. Because I can afford it.
Right.
And had I not lived in this van, I would not have been able to self-finance my last film, which was $17,000. So
Wow.
there's a
Now
lot
that's
of,
commitment.
yeah,
That's
there's a
commitment.
lot of,
And I'm gonna tell you something real quick because I had a moment there just now, and I'm grateful for it. Because it's been a long time since I thought about that. It just came rushing through. I remember the first apartment I had after living in a shelter, after getting off of parole and all that stuff. And I remember I'd gotten the keys, and I was walking to my apartment. It was in the winter, and a car came by tooting its horn, and it had three people in it that I had used to be out there in the streets with, and they were pointing and laughing at me. Um, and then pulled ahead and pulled over. And when I walked by, they had their crack pipes up and were lighting them, and opened the window and blew the smoke in my direction, and then heckled and laughed. Have fun at the shelter, because they didn't know I was now in an apartment headed to it.
hmm
And I remember walking across the bridge right after that, and I was so angry and hurt with God. And I said, why would you let that happen? Why are they in a car and I'm walking? Why, would you let them rub that in my face? Are you trying to trigger me to relapse or whatever? God said to me, not at all. Not at all. Don't worry about a car. As long as I keep you on your feet, it'll get you to
mm,
that moment when I'll place
wow.
you in the seat. That's what he told me. And when I walked into that apartment about a half hour later, with nothing but the clothes on my back and a stolen roll of toilet paper from the BP gas station I passed on the way there, I was never more happy in all my life than that night when I used my hoodie as a cover and used that toilet paper as my pillow, because I slept on the floor, but it was my floor.
Mm,
And that
wow.
was better than sleeping on anybody's couch where you felt like an interloper, an intruder, all the things, I wasn't outside, which I had been before. Um, and I woke up a new person. And so I just find it so commendable that you are able to just say, look, this is who I am. Take it or leave it. And I think it's just great. Let's take a look. Set up THOT. What does that stand for? And talk about, I know you got to explain it, because I was like, what? Oh, right. So tell everybody about what we're going to take a look at.
Okay, we're going to look at a film called Thought. And for y'all that don't know, That means that hoe over there, and it
Who
has
got
a
on
question
all that
mark at the
Charlie? Who got on that strong ass Jean Nate? That hoe over there. That kind of thing.
So yeah, it's got a question mark after it because men can be hoes too, and a lot of times we are, so it's not just talking about women. So it kind of demystifies a negative connotation, and it tries to paint us all in a positive light, as
And
Black folks.
that's what I
We
wanted
need
to
some
talk about. That it
positivity in our
was not
culture.
just about women.
No, it's not just about women. It's about men.
Okay, I kind of got to the end of the opening sex scene, because it's early in the morning. I don't want nobody to turn around and go home from work because they get all hot and bothered. So here, let's take a look, you guys. Thought.
We in there. That's what we're talking about. Niners. Yeah, you know we in there now. We're going all the way. Hell yeah.
3 words describing Jeff Jones. Amazing. 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 Haven't seen a
That's a relative of yours.
Because you think you need more taking off the top?
He looked like you.
Jones is so amazing in the backfield.
Oh. I hadn't gone this far, y'all.
You heard what I said?
The Niners in a key position to head back to the Super Bowl.
Hey, nigga, what you thinking about?
He damn sure ain't thinking about this game. Man, he probably thinking about that thought.
Dots. Niggas always talking about dots like you ain't one. That's good, my man. Y'all can go back to conversating.
Hey, what you talking about? Stacy?
Yeah. Hey, but what Stacy you talking about though? Stacy with 3 kids or Stacy with none? I got no Stacy with no kids.
Nigga, everybody knows Stacy with the no kids. Man, shut the fuck up.
Oh.
I mean, y'all sound stupid as hell right now.
I tell you what, Bob. If the Niners go back to the Super Bowl, I might take off all my clothes. Come on. You know I'm just kidding, Bob, but I just want the viewers to know I'm just that.
Okay. Got me wanting to watch the whole 10 minutes of that. You guys,
Yeah.
I'm going to drop the link in to the chat at the end of the broadcast so you can go and watch that and get a real feel for the. Now I got a whole bunch of other questions. So first of all, let's talk about them sex scenes.
Okay.
I always wanted to know. I was like, that look a little bit too real sometimes.
Yes.
How in the world? How many people is that? Like almost like filming a porno? I mean, because they really naked.
Yeah, they're naked. So the actress, she was naked with the exception she had some tape on her tatas, and the male actor, he had some boxer shorts on, but he pulled them down just enough to cover his junk. So then we simulated it, and it's all about smoke and mirrors. So you'll see that we had some lighting, and we were kind of moving the camera, and we zoomed in on some things that jiggled and some motion, and
Right.
It came out looking real, man. That was my first sex scene that I've ever filmed. And
really, it looked real. And if it don't work in the regular movie industry, you can always head to Pornhub.
Yeah. I actually had a film festival. They said, Mr. Johnson, we love this film, but we can't show this. You got sex in here. And I was just like, no, it's not real sex, And they were like, well, it looks real. And the film didn't get in because of that reason. It was too realistic.
Wow.
Yeah.
Too realistic. So because people say that can't be fake. They
said that it was too realistic, and they couldn't show porno material. So I was just like,
that's quite a actually that's a compliment.
Yeah. So I was just like, so the film has gotten into, I want to say 13 film festivals. And if you want to count that, maybe 13 and a half. So
13 and a half. So let me ask you something. Where do you find your talent, your actors and actors? Because that one guy that was sitting there, the quiet guy, kind of looked like he could have been your brother. Is that, do family members and friends say, like, could you put me in the next movie?
You know what? His last name is Johnson. and he lives out here in the Bay Area, so it's a possibility. I don't know.
Ancestry.com.
Yeah, so
Better look it up.
Probably, but yeah, he's a fantastic actor. But I want to give credit to this girl named Sarah Anders. We had a falling out. Sometimes Black folks can't work together, and she felt that she wasn't getting the credit that she deserved. So I always want to try to give people credit, especially when they got the talent, and that's something that that's all her. I can't take credit for that. She spearheaded that. She found people. She worked really hard on this project, and I don't know why there was a falling out, but for whatever reason, things can get weird in this industry real fast.
And it's hard now. A lot of people, are just finding their way back to the true self, and the new true self, because a lot of things changed within us, because a lot of things changed outside of us that we don't have control of over the last couple of years. So I get it. Let's, as we got a couple minutes left, I wanted to, first of all, put this on the screen. If you guys would like to get over and connect and learn more about Jayson Johnson, here's the Facebook connection. That'll be dropped inside of the comments here at the end of the broadcast, as well as Instagram, Strike 5 Films. At Strike 5 Films will get you there. So, Jayson, what do you got coming up? What's your next project?
So I wrote a film called Roger and Me that I'd love to make. It all comes down to financing, but this film is about a black coding savant that goes to an all-night hackathon, and while he does well, he falls asleep at the wheel, and then he crashes into a tropical goldfish store. And as a punishment, the judge doesn't sentence him to jail, but he orders him to carry a GPS enabled goldfish around for 30 days. So that's kind of the setup of the story, and it talks about the wage gap, classism, homelessness, tech, all these things that are relevant in today's the world that we live in. So I would love to do that film. And real quick, then I'm also writing a film called Drip Tape about a bank robber that lives in a van. So kind of taking some experiences from my childhood. I knew some people that robbed a bank, and my experience living here in the van. So
right. Let me get this.
So that's what I have under the pressure cooker.
I want to show this. Thank you for that. And you guys, this is Jayson's Facebook page. And the reason I pulled this up is to show you, you've heard his backstory, living in the van, the sacrifice he makes in order to keep his passion on the front burner of his life. But it's not just, when I went in here, I'm going to be honest, I was pleasantly surprised at the content, that it's so varied. It shows me exactly why you do the work you do and why you're so good at it. And if you go over, you're going to find all of these connectors you see here, where you can find Jayson's work. He's from Chi-Town. Love you. Welcome home. When you come back, you got to hook up with us. But if
Absolutely.
you see that, you talk about everything from what's going on in the news to just great content about your spirit, just some of everything. Oh, Bathrobe Moments. I was really shocked, to be honest with you. Life gives you what you deserve, not what you need. You reap what you sow. All kinds of great stuff. It showed me a lot about you, Jayson, that I don't think I would have known had I not headed over and checked you out personally. So good on you. Good on you. Listen, I want to extend to you because I love what you do, and I love how comfortable you are doing it. It's a real joy, and it's a real gift. So you get what I refer to as the turnstile invitation. You can come back anytime you want. All you got to do is let me know, and we'll find a date and get you back. You guys, again, Strike 5 Films. And also, I'm going to drop back in his Jayson's Facebook page. Jayson, anything you want to say as like a final Jerry Springer thought today to everybody?
I just want to say to everyone that has aspirations, just make sure that you follow your dreams always. Don't settle for a job. Don't settle for a relationship that's not serving you. Always strive to be your best, and your intuition, how you feel, is going to be like your radar. If it feels bad, then don't do it. If it feels good, then you're on the right track.
Amen. There it is. Follow your first mind because it is connected to the creator. Everything after first mind is called second guessing. You cannot guess your way into legacy. No.
That's true.
That's true. Jason, great job. Thank you so much. I'm so glad that Michael Toy put us together. I really, really admire you. And I'm serious. There's a lot about what you do and how you do it that I think the rest of us could really take a lesson from. So thank you so much. Get out there, everybody, and do what we do. Make every day your best day. Remember, all you have to do is have a commitment to be better than you were 1 second ago. Take great to greater, bright to brighter, strong to stronger, and bold to bolder. I'll see you out front Monday morning, God willing. We'll do it all over again in our next episode of Bathrobe Moments. Be great and be greater to the world. Have a great weekend all. See ya. Thanks again. Thanks, Jason. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Lauren.
Show me your soul. Baby, I'll show you mine. Show me your soul. Honey, it's way past time. How expensive do I have to be? Need I spell it out before you get it, baby? Show me your soul. And honey, I'll show you mine. I'll show you mine. Boy, I'm standing right here holding up a sign, shamelessly displaying my state of mind. But you